In Fresno Unified after outbursts and arguments. The news is next.
Your overall wellness. So treat the skin you don't see like the skin you do with the strong cleaning ripples of Cottonelle for a complete clean that leaves you feeling amazing.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve occasional nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort. Try Nervive Nerve Relief.
Nothing like a weekend in the woods.
It's a good choice all around, like screening for colon cancer. When caught in early stages, it's more treatable. I'm Cologuard. I'm non-invasive, and I detect altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages.
Early stages?
Yep. It's for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
We're in. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
New tonight on CBS.
Agent Tennant, is it possible Ms. Shaw maintained her relationship with you to access sensitive cases?
Yes.
It's sound waves weaponized. Whoever did this is targeting our Marines.
New NCIS Hawaii in 2 weeks on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response.
Perimeter secure.
Remember, AmeriGuards it.
Lithia Subaru of Fresno proudly sponsors tonight's first segment of Eyewitness News. Lithia Subaru of Fresno. Subaru confidence in motion. This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11.
New at 11, big security changes are being implemented at the next Fresno Unified School Board meeting. This comes after a chaotic back and forth between board trustees and several speakers 2 weeks ago. As CBS 47's Jennifer Ortega reports, the board's president says these are necessary changes.
The board president says they're taking steps forward to make sure everyone feels safe while attending the meetings, but not all the trustees on the board agree with the changes.
I can't think of a thing that is more demented and silly that I've heard in my entire life.
That's how trustee Terry Sladek says he feels about board president Elizabeth Jonathan Rosa's request for more security from Fresno police and added metal detectors in board meetings from here on out.
We can't have metal detectors at our school sites, but she wants them there for her. Okay, we can't have police at our middle schools, but she wants a whole bunch of them there for her.
If we need to implement additional security measures to make sure that people feel comfortable coming and telling us their comments, concerns, and participating in this democratic process, then that's what we'll do.
I have the floor, allow them to speak as is their right. Stand down!
New rules include eliminating the portion of the meeting dedicated to communications to and from trustees and the superintendent in open session.
As of recent, we've had some deviations from that with certain trustees. I'm hoping that these changes will help bring more decorum and civility to our proceedings.
For the first time in the history of board meetings, the trustees are not allowed to speak on the record. Everything I've done exactly the same way for 3 years, and if suddenly some Rubicon has been crossed, I have no idea what that could be.
Other changes include moving the public comment period reserved for residents to address the board on any topic to the end of the meeting.
These incidents, though they've happened more frequently, unfortunately, are really all the behaviors of one trustee and their inability to conform by the rules.
I'm not going anywhere. This is a bottom 5% national school district, just above Detroit, tied with Cleveland. If this isn't a time for somebody to get loud and say, we are broken, we are dysfunctional, we owe it to the kids to fix it, when is that time?
Trustee Sladek says at the next meeting he will push to restore the Board of Superintendent Communication and Public Comment to the front of the meeting where he says it belongs. The next board meeting is Wednesday evening. In the studio, Jennifer Ortega, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
In our mandate being lifted this week. Students in California schools will still be required to mask up at least until the end of the month. Today, the California Health and Human Services Secretary announced no changes will be made just yet. CBS 47's Catherine Phillips joins us live in the studio with more. Catherine.
Well, Catherine, the Health and Human Services Secretary says they're still looking at data and they're not ready to make a decision just yet. However, some parents already have their minds made up.
I still get the calls every day. Someone has tested positive at your child's school.
Parent Allison Lanford says because of those calls from Fresno Unified, she's not ready for her kids to go to school without a mask.
I think until the majority of kids are vaccinated, I'll still have my kids wear masks.
Health and Human Services Secretary Dr. Mark Ghaly says on February 28th, they'll reevaluate the school mask mandate. Even though Governor Newsom has announced the statewide mandate for vaccinated people ends on the 15th, Ghaly says they're still considering what's best for schools. He says in 2 weeks, we should be in a better place.
Which are the case numbers will continue to come down, test positivity will come down, hospitalizations, both adult and pediatric, will come down, and we're watching vaccine rates.
However, they didn't release what kind of benchmarks the state would need to hit to remove masks. For districts enforcing the mandate, some say they're ready for the end of masking. Clovis Unified School District saying in a statement that they had hoped to hear in today's announcement that rapidly declining case rates would clear the path to end California's K-12 mask requirements. As conditions continue to improve, we hope the state's February 28th announcement will bring that welcome news. Still, for parents like Lanford, whose family is recovering from COVID right now, she thinks it's too soon for her family to go without masks.
As much as I can do to keep myself and my kids safe, I'm willing to do.
Right now, only a handful of states still have school mask mandates in place, and many, including Oregon and New Jersey, have set dates for when they will end. Live in the studio, Catherine Phillips, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Catherine, thank you. And a reminder, we have a coronavirus resources page on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. It includes resources from federal health officials. New at 11, a crash brought down part of a carport tonight at a Fresno apartment complex. This is at Norwich Avenue in Cornelia. It happened around 6:30 tonight. No word of any injuries, and police say they're treating this incident as a hit and run.
We're ending another very warm day across the valley. More 70s for us. Madera set a new record high temperature, but this is it. We're not going to see any more record highs. Tomorrow, temperatures drop back, and we're going to feel the wind. We'll also be tracking some showers and some snow in the Sierra. Let's go ahead and take you through a time lapse from today with our Valley Cam network. This is going to be our CBS 47 studio camera starting out just after sunrise this morning at 7 o'clock. We did have a few clouds around, and then you'll see the view shift so that we can catch the sunset. Mostly clear skies for sunset. Now we're seeing a few more clouds build in. 55 now Fresno, 50 Merced, Porterville at 52. Midnight temperature 55 will be at 47 at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and just 57 at 5 p.m. I'll be talking about a wind advisory and that Sierra snow in your pinpoint weather forecast coming up, but first we'll send it back to Catherine.
Thanks, Lauren. We have continued shooting in the area of Jensen and Walnut Avenues. They said just before 5 this afternoon there was a shot spotter activation on the 300 block of East Jensen. Police found a man in his early 20s with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound.
All we know is there was 2 vehicles near this intersection. Both of those vehicles appear to have some type of, there was a disturbance involved, and then shots rang out, and those 2 vehicles went in separate directions.
One other person was in the car that was hit by gunfire. They were not injured. No word yet on the suspects in the shooting. Also tonight, Fresno police have identified the victim of a shooting at Blackstone and Sierra. 18-year-old Devin Johnson was shot and killed Friday night. It started with a confrontation inside the Bolero bowling alley and led to the shooting in the parking lot. Police say the shooting is gang-related, and they are still searching for a suspect. Atop a crane near the White House, a man who lost his son in a mass school shooting delivered a message to the president. Today marks 4 years since the shooting in Parkland, Florida, where 14 students and 3 staff members were killed at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. Manuel Oliver lost his son Joaquin and climbed a crane today as part of his protest to end gun violence. His wife spoke about the dramatic protest.
I would like to see actions. I would like to see the president next March 1st to say that he's going to take, for example, he could be designing an office just to be working on gun violence.
President Biden released a statement saying he mourns with the Parkland families, and he called on Congress to pass gun legislation and funding for programs aimed at reducing violent crime. U.S. officials say Russia's military buildup continues along Ukraine's borders. The U.S. is shuttering its embassy in Kyiv amid fears that Russia could invade Ukraine at any time. All remaining staff are relocating to a city near the Polish border. At the same time, the White House says efforts to peacefully resolve the Ukraine crisis are ongoing.
We are actively working to reach a diplomatic solution to de-escalate the crisis.
Russian President Vladimir Putin's demands from the West, including agreeing that Ukraine will never be granted membership to the NATO alliance. New at 11. The whopping $7 million price tag for a 30-second Super Bowl ad may have been worth every penny for one specific company. The Coinbase app crashed briefly on Sunday after a surge in traffic. It's an app for cryptocurrency exchange. Coinbase's landing page had more than 20 million hits in 1 minute. The chief product officer took to Twitter saying it was historic and unprecedented. Valentine's Day is one of the busiest for restaurants, but they're still feeling the effects of a labor shortage. CBS 47's Madera Spab has a look at the local impact.
Valentine's Day traditionally is one of our main days for restaurants throughout the year, along with Mother's Day.
Every year on February 14th, tables fill up at local restaurants as customers celebrate love.
It's a great day. It's a day people come in really to celebrate their relationships, new or old.
But this year, restaurant owners taking longer wait due to
they're calling it the Great Resignation, and really it's, I think of it more like the switching of jobs back and forth. I think people are looking for ideal jobs.
Cracked Pepper Bistro is down 4 out of 34 staff members. The owner says 90% of job applicants don't show up to the interview, and of the ones who are hired, some don't last long.
So we've hired dishwashers, and then when they come in, they work a half-hour, 45-minute shift, and then we send them on break or an hour, and they don't come back.
On top of that, supply and food shortages leading to a condensed menu. And while there might be a little longer of a wait, owners asking customers to be patient and enjoy the night.
Most of us are going to attempt to give people a wonderful experience, but I think that overall, we just want customers to have patience with us.
Madera Spab, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 11, the USS Carl Vinson docks in San Diego, and we're learning more about a crash involving one of its fighter jets. Plus, the U.S. suspends avocado imports from Mexico, and it has to do with a threat. We'll explain. And why some folks still waiting for last year's tax refund. We're back in a little over a minute.
All around us, events unfolding. Start your day with breaking news from the break of dawn to prepare you for the day ahead with Anthony Bailey. Megan Root, here when you need them. Investigative journalism, up-to-date pinpoint weather, on air and online. The Valley's only AM team on Eyewitness News this morning. Weekdays from 5 to 7 on CBS 47.
The 2022 Subaru Crosstrek is as powerful as your sense of adventure. Its 182 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine makes exploring fun. Sure-footed symmetrical all-wheel drive is standard. And the Crosstrek has the best resale value in its class for 2 years running. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get to
Subaru of Fresno, where every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance included.
This week,
somebody just quit in the control room.
Colbert's Back with John Oliver and Secretary Pete Buttigieg. New this week on CBS.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Nissan. This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
The USS Carl Vinson returned to San Diego today as a jet crash investigation continues. The aircraft carrier was patrolling in the South China Seas when an F-35 stealth fighter crash landed on the deck. The pilot safely ejected. Navy officials say all injured sailors have recovered.
We had some injured personnel on the flight deck, and we were able to care for them immediately. We were able to recertify the flight deck within 3 hours.
On Saturday, members of the Carrier Air Wing aboard the Carl Vinson returned to Naval Air Station Lemoore. In other news from around the state, if you love avocados, listen up. There's a new suspension on imports from Mexico, and you could feel it at the grocery store. This comes after the USDA Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service said one of their employees received a threatening call on their official work phone. No other details about the threat were given. The agency says the suspension will remain in place for as long as necessary to ensure the safety of its personnel working in Mexico.
The industry is expecting to solve the situation soon, and probably we will see higher availability of avocados later, if not this month, next month.
The current supply of imported avocados in the U.S. will only last about another week. The suspension means the vast majority of activity, 300,000 workers in Mexico exporting 3 billion pounds of avocados, will grind to a halt. 24 million taxpayers are still waiting for last year's refund. The IRS has nearly 24 million individual and business tax returns that have not been processed and need to be manually completed. The agency reported back in December more than 11 million unprocessed reports due to the pandemic. However, numbers since then have more than doubled. The IRS is warning returns may be delayed for 10 months or more. If you're looking for work, there's a section on our website to help you find a job. Here's a look at some of the listings on the Job Corner. They include an opening for an office assistant, an assistant restaurant manager, and a van driver. You can find these jobs and others on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. Just click on the tab that says Jobs. Still to come here on Eyewitness News at 11, a gift from the Girl Scouts for donating blood. Details right after your Pinpoint forecast.
And right now I do have your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Your top pollens, alder, poplar, and juniper. Expect medium-high levels for the next 4 days. We've been feeling record-breaking high temperatures recently, but everything's going to change tomorrow. I'll be talking about a cool down, wind, and some Sierra snow in your Pinpoint weather forecast next.
You never take a break. And we won't either. Adding more local news to our award-winning lineup. CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 5, 6, 7, and now 7:30.
Ramen Hayashi brings hearty ramen bowls and great hospitality to you. Enjoy custom broths, noodles, and toppings. Your smile in an empty bowl are our goal. Dine in or order for pickup or delivery every day. Ramen Hayashi, Herndon and Fowler in Clovis.
Why was Jacoby & Myers voted the #1 injury law firm 3 years in a row? Because we have experienced attorneys, we deliver for our clients, and we win again and again. We get our clients up to 10 times the original insurance offer. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
Central Valley Medical Aesthetics promises you a spa-like setting like you've never experienced. Glowing skin, a toned body, relaxation and restoration, a luxury spa atmosphere. Whether you're indulging in a traditional service or making an appointment for one of our medical treatments, our licensed and caring staff makes Central Valley Medical Aesthetics the place to unwind and indulge yourself. Book your appointment today at Central Valley Medical Aesthetics.
At Kauai Health Hospice, we believe each of our patients has lived a significant story, and that deserves significant care. From physicians and registered nurses attending to end-of-life medical care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to skilled social workers and spiritual counselors connecting you to tangible resources and long-lasting hope. 100% of the services provided by Kauai Health Hospice are covered by Medicare. Not all hospices are the same. Ask for us by name. Kauai Health Hospice.
How do they reach kids on these phones?
I don't know, but it's gotta stop.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna call Atlantis.
I'm Michael from Atlantis Private Investigations. Let's talk. Your answers are here.
J-Pot specializes in authentic mini hot pot, Chinese barbecue, and boba tea. Enjoy tasty barbecue and drinks from our full bar. Come enjoy our large variety of flavor of mini hot pot from all over Asia. A must-try, one-of-a-kind dining experience. J-Pot by the theater in River Park.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by the Groppetti Automotive family. Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace. We're ending yet another very warm day across the valley. Keep in mind when you see these high temperature numbers that the average high is 61. 77 in Fresno today. Lemoore, you did hit 80 degrees. We had 76 in Madera, and that was a new record high temperature. Madera, your old record was 75. We're going to change everything for tomorrow. We're going to drop temperatures back. We're going to feel the wind. We'll be tracking some Sierra snow, so a little more active tomorrow. 55 right now, Fresno, 56 Visalia, Madera, you're at 53, Los Banos 52, and then Mariposa right at 50 degrees. Here's a look at our radar satellite loop. We're showing you the last 12 hours. A few clouds overhead throughout the day, but we were able to see a bit of sunshine. Now we've had some more clouds building in, and this is all ahead of a cold front that's going to be moving through tonight. So this is what's going to drop our temperatures. We're going to be much cooler tomorrow. It's going to kick up the wind, breezy in the valley, windy in the Sierra, and we're also going to be tracking some very light snow in the Sierra tonight and tomorrow. So let's talk about that with our forecast. We're starting you out this evening at 11 o'clock. So through tonight, we'll start to see some snow spreading into the mountains. If you're in the southeastern portions of the valley close to Porterville, we'll be watching for a few light showers for you as well, but most of the valley is going to stay dry out of the system. You'll just see the clouds and you'll feel the breeze. So here's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think we will see some flurries as low as 3,500 feet, especially in our northern mountains, but the majority of the accumulating snow is going to be in our southern Sierra Mountains, Tulare County mountains, in the higher elevations above 5,000 feet. So that's where we'll see a couple of inches of snow, and then the higher elevations for our northern mountains, I'd say less than an inch of snow. Down will be dry by tomorrow night. Then here's the start of our Wednesday. Sunshine returns Wednesday, and we'll also start our next warming trend. So let's talk a bit about the wind tomorrow. High wind watch will be in effect for the Sierra. This is going to start at noon tomorrow, lasting through early Wednesday morning. Sustained wind, 30 to 40 miles per hour, gusts up to 60 miles per hour. When the wind is that strong, we can see trees coming down along with power outages. We will have a wind advisory start at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for parts of the valley, mainly near and west of Highway 99, stretching to our west side hills as well. We may get gusts up to 40 miles per hour in these areas. So do expect the wind. Secure any of your patio items tonight or tomorrow morning. 46 for your low tonight. Again, we'll feel especially again close to Porterville. High temperature tomorrow, 60 degrees Fresno, Madera 60, Hanford 60, Oakhurst you'll be at 55. Air quality forecast moderate across the valley tomorrow, Madera, Fresno, Kings counties, no burning for all. Here's your extended forecast, 60 tomorrow, 63 Wednesday, close to 70 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we'll cool down again heading into early next week. In the Sierra, again, we'll be watching for light snow, flurries down to 3,500 feet, 30s tomorrow, 40s Wednesday. We will feel 50s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday back to the upper 40s, and then next Monday we are going to see a chance of snow again. There's a look at your forecast. We'll send it back to Catherine.
Thanks, Lauren. The Central California Blood Center is teaming up with the Girl Scouts to get people a free box of cookies if they donate blood. The Blood Center is running a promotion starting today and running until this Saturday to give one free box of Girl Scout cookies to anyone who comes in to donate blood. The promotion is running at all 4 blood centers in the Valley, and it's already driving more people to donate.
Promotion that we're doing here, we're super Girl Scout organization of our local chapter.
And you may not want to wait too long if you're interested in donating for some Girl Scout cookies. The promotion could end earlier than this Saturday if the Blood Center runs out of vouchers for free boxes of Girl Scout cookies. And we have some breaking news now out of Fresno. This is a live picture in the area of Winery and Lane. It appears to be the Ranchwood condominium complex where police are investigating a deadly shooting. Again, Winery and Lane Avenues in Fresno. No word yet on a suspect, but homicide detectives should be arriving soon on scene. We'll have more on this story as details become available. Coming up in sports, golfer Bryson DeChambeau is firing back about reports that he might be leading the PGA Tour. That's next in Sports Central.
Paul Mitchell, the School Fresno, is proud to be helping future professionals follow their dreams and reach great goals. We can help you pursue your career in cosmetology or barbering, and financial aid is available to those who qualify. Come make it happen now at Paul Mitchell, the School Fresno.
This President's Day, do something we can all agree on. Cool cars, great gas. Honda's fuel efficiency is legendary. Honda has the happiest drivers in America. And with new Hondas on the way and happy customers taking delivery daily, it's Honda by a landslide. And if there is a landslide, you'll thank your sweet donkey elephant that you drive a Honda. Ask anyone who owns one. See your Central Valley Honda dealer today.
No matter what's happening outside with the Lennox Ultimate Comfort System, it's always perfect inside. Not just perfect air, perfectly tuned to your home air. And operates whisper quiet. The Lennox Ultimate Comfort System. Perfect air, fully realized. Don't you wish everything was perfect? Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning today.
KFC's popular 10-piece bucket is back at just $13.99. Speaking of popular, when you pick up 10 KFC drumsticks and thighs and original recipe or extra crispy, you might have this bucket just $13.99.
Steve Clark Auto. Steve Clark Auto. SteveClarkAuto.com. Steve Clark Auto Sales has cars starting at just $7,000. Quality pre-owned ride like BMW, Lexus, Acura, Toyota, Honda, and more. Get into the fast lane with Steve Clark Auto Sales, home of the $7,000 car. Behind the airport, Steve Clark Auto. Steve Clark Auto. SteveClarkAuto.com.
Now YourCentralValley.com, pros who know.
Stay healthy. Boost your immune system at Madge Medical Clinic with our special high-dose IV vitamin C therapy. Call 559-740-7989.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
CBS 47 is on your side. Contact us for Eyewitness News Investigates. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Clovis East alum Bryson DeChambeau shot down rumors Monday he is considering joining a new golf super league and not playing in any more PGA Tour events. Bryson and his agent saying those reports are inaccurate and he's missing this week's Genesis Invitational in LA. Now, there have been reports the world's 12th ranked golfer has been offered $135 million to join a new Saudi-backed golf tour, and that Bryson has told other players he doesn't intend to play in any more PGA Tour events. But Monday on Twitter, DeChambeau shot back, writing, "I am very disappointed to miss the Genesis Invitational this week at one of my favorite golf courses on tour. I am currently in the process of rehabbing a hip and hand injury, which I am making positive progress. Going around by the media that are completely inaccurate." DeChambeau's agent told GolfChannel.com Bryson has been dealing with a hand injury since mid-December and also injured his left hip at the recent tourney in Saudi Arabia. Says Bryson hopes to return for his title defense at Bay Hill in early March. State women playing a rescheduled game against Nevada. Late fourth quarter, Tamia Strickland with the big three. The Dogs go up 1 with under 2 to play. The Dogs down 3 now when it's Strickland again. The true freshman with a little step back from three-point land. I love it. We're tied at 64 with 1:33 to go. The Wolfpack, though, who entered third in the conference standings, make the big plays down the stretch. Deja Hamilton converting with 30 seconds to go. The Wolfpack outscore the Dogs by 8 in the fourth, win it 72-68. Fresno State falls to 9-14 overall, only 5-7 in the Mountain West. Finally, the pairs figure skating competition will take. Did you know that a Fresno duo nearly won a medal in that event at the Olympics 66 years ago? Yeah, Robin Greiner and Carol Ormaka Butler grew up skating at the old Fresno ice rink on Olive Avenue, and when he was 14 and she was 10, coaches teamed them up as a pair. They'd go on to win 4 consecutive U.S. pairs titles and then finished 5th at the 1956. Now, sadly, but 4 years ago, I had a chance to spend an afternoon with the Olympic pair.
Here's the headlines about the one where we came in 5th in the Olympics. It's like I couldn't have ever been that young.
Robin, you skated outdoors too, right?
Yes.
What's that like?
Cold.
There were other big differences from the pairs skating that we see today. They weren't allowed to do jumps that required more than 2 spins or lifts that had more than 1.5 rotations. Talked to Carol on the phone last week, and she's still going strong at 85 years young. I'm Scott Bemis, and that's a look at sports.
And our coverage of Beijing 2022 continues. Let's take a look at the updated medal leaderboard from Beijing, brought to you by Sierra Pacific Orthopedics. Norway is leading the way with 21 total medals, with the Russian Olympic Committee, Team USA, Austria, and Germany rounding out the top 5. Still to come here on Eyewitness News, a deadly shooting in southeast Fresno tonight. We'll have more on this development.
COVID is an everyday concern, and testing remains critical. If you're traveling, have been exposed, or are having symptoms, Premium Urgent Care offers online appointment setting at convenient Valley locations and same-day test results. Get quality medical care at Premium.
The fact we know them all personally.
We've been very happy, very satisfied with the discount rate that they give to us.
I have had insurance companies call me and they tell me they can beat Personal Express insurance. And when I tell them what I'm paying for the insurance, they tell me we cannot beat that.
With offices in Fresno, Clovis, and Visalia.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. The GMC Sierra AT4. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Get 0% financing on GMC Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $500 purchase allowance.
I'm John Burke. My job is to teach people how to peel juicy, delicious peels.
This is John Burke. He spends all day at work trying to show people how mandarins work.
Do people need my services?
John Burke is nervous. He knows he has no purpose. In fact, his whole career can be summed up in 6 words. You peel them, you eat them, you peel them, you eat them, you...
As it turns out, it's actually pretty simple. Any questions?
Serious injury at work, it can change your life. You may be permanently disabled and unable to provide for your family in the way you always have. Don't trust the insurance company to tell you what your injury is worth. You need someone on your side who fights for you. At Barry Smith & Bartell, we are committed to making sure you can reclaim your life after even the most serious injury. Call us now for a free case assessment. Workers.
If you don't have a primary care doctor for your family, Premium Urgent Care provides all general health services at multiple Valley locations. Set your appointment online and Premium Urgent Care will serve you quickly for the health of those you love. Get quality care at Premium Urgent Care today.
We continue to track breaking news in Fresno tonight. This is a live picture from the area of Winery and Lane at the Ranchwood condominiums, where police are investigating a deadly shooting. No word yet on a suspect. We'll have more on this story coming up on Eyewitness News this morning and online at yourcentralvalley.com.
Well, we did have another record-breaking day in the valley with our high temperatures, but everything's going to change tomorrow. We're going to drop back to 60. Parts of the valley will have a wind. Warming up again near 70 by Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll drop back again next week, 62 by next Monday. That's closer to average. We'll be tracking some light snow in the Sierra, mainly in the higher elevations. We'll get some very light accumulations of a couple of inches. Flurries down to 3,500 feet will be possible. Sunshine will return on Wednesday.
All right, that's going to stay tuned for The Late Show and have a good night.
CBS 47 Eyewitness and on the go. Take Eyewitness News with you and share your stories with us on Facebook, Twitter, and on yourcentralvalley.com.
Miles of a divide between two countries.
I've been living in this county for almost 40 years. I've never seen it like this.
Only on News Nation.
This is a border, and it needs to be respected.
Showing you the untold story. Voice to.
Join us for our exclusive border report right here.
The impactful stories of the border. Border Report. Communities in crisis. All this week on Morning in America.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles, or current competitive owners get $3,250 total value on this Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Here's to the survived being and are proud semi who survived being broadsided by a semi-truck and made the right call to the injury lawyers at BD&J, where we make sure that an accident victim doesn't become a legal system victim. That's how this proud father got she deserved. Make the right call. BD&J, 1-800-820-1111. Hablamos Español.
Real-time views where you live. The CBS 47 Valley Cam Network.
Build-A-Bear just launched an After Dark series of stuffed bears for adults. Build-A-Bear After Dark features bears clearly targeting the adult crowd. They do include several holding wine glasses and bottles, and others distinctly made for Valentine's Day. On its Facebook page, Build-A-Bear says, "Wink, wink, our gift shop is full of gifts for adults too."
But Build-A-Bear isn't the only children's toy releasing an adult-themed collection for Valentine's Day.
This Valentine's Day, get your special someone the gift that will defile the innocent memories of their childhood. New from Ty, it's Bone Me Babies. All your favorite bean-filled creatures, now with realistic-looking genitalia. Choose from the Baloney Pony, Nuts, Randy Salamandy, or Camel Toe. A box of chocolates is temporary, but these toys can never be unseen. There's Flasher, Down to Cluck, the Busy Beaver, and Trouser Snake. It's the perfect way to say I love you, and also Frog with a Hog, Hog with a Hog, and Wiener Dog with a Wiener Dog. So this Valentine's Day, give her the gift that she and her therapist will be talking about for years to come.
It's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tonight, Stephen, welcome. Jeffrey Wright, Alex Borstein, and musical guest, John Baptiste, and Stay Human. And now, live on tape from the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York City, it's Stephen Colbert.
There you go. Hey! Welcome to The Late Show, everybody. Thank you so much. Please have a seat. There. And I just want to start off tonight, with a happy Valentine's Day to everybody. It's not only in here, but out there. Happy Valentine's to everybody who's watching. It's almost midnight, and you're doing the sexiest thing there is. You're watching TV. That's right. That's right, I have a clapper. Pretty daring idea for a show with a live audience. So, how's it going out there? Looks like you're having a great for both of you. Wait a second, all three of you. Hey, don't mind me, I'll just be over here doing my thing. A long monologue. And maybe later, if we're lucky, some Toyota commercials. And I got 400 people in this room with me who just like to watch. And it looks like they're down for anything because they're all wearing masks. And I'm... Okay, that was for the clapper. That was for the clapper. And I'm happy to help, because America could use a little help in the seduction department right now. Because according to new research, Americans are at a 30-year low for sex. And again, no judgment. Whatever doesn't flow.